Hi there. It's April 19th and time for Proverbs 19. Jump over there. More talks about fools and mockers. They must have had a lot of fools and mockers back then, just as they do now, right? All over. And they get all the attention, right? Because they scream the loudest. That's what a mocker does. So let's talk about it. Better the poor whose walk is blameless than a fool whose lips are perverse. Right? Exactly. Desire without knowledge is not good. How much more will hasty feet miss the way? Right? Desire without knowledge. I want to build an airplane. Do you know how to build an airplane? No. Okay. Do you know anything about airplanes? No. But I want to build one. Well, desire without knowledge is not good. Okay. How much more will hasty feet miss the way? Just run into it blindly without learning about it first. 3, a person's own folly or foolishness leads to their ruin, yet their heart rages against the Lord. And people, have you seen that their own foolishness, not listening in the first place, gets them in trouble and they blame God? Okay? Blame God. I do that a lot. Okay? Or wealth attracts many friends, but even the closest friend of the poor person deserts them. Right? Are they real friends when they do that? They just after your money. Lose your money and say, see who sticks around. Right? But even the closest friend of the poor person deserts them. All right. I'm busy. All right. I'll check in with you later. I'll pray for you. All right. That's a terrible thing to say to somebody. 5, a false witness will not go unpunished, but whoever pours out lies will not go free. And whoever pours out lies will not go free. Eventually, these persons get caught in their lies, because once you tell one lie, you have to keep lying to cover up for the original lie. And pretty soon you have this house of cards, right? And any one card, right? Any one lie proved wrong will bring the whole house of cards down. 6, many curry favor with the ruler, and everyone is the friend of one who gives gifts. Right. More the money thing, right? Allergies are bad today. 7, the poor are shunned by all their relatives. How much more do their friends avoid them? Though the poor pursue them with pleading, they are nowhere to be found. With what? The poor are shunned by all their relatives. Is that true? Right? You have poor relatives and you shun them. You can't be kind and help. That's terrible. Even though they plead, they are nowhere to be found. 8, the one who gets wisdom loves life. The one who cherishes understanding will soon prosper. Okay, that's highlighted over there. Let's highlight that over there. With his own soul. He that is upright in judgment findeth favor in God. Right? One who gets wisdom loves life. That's what we're doing, right? We're getting wisdom by studying this over and over again. Right? And the one who cherishes understanding, okay? It's not enough to just read it. You have to understand it and know it and let it get deep in there so it's there, right? Hey, See, up in 5, it says, a false witness will not go unpunished, and whoever pours out lies will not go free. It gets worse. A false witness will not go unpunished, and whoever pours out lies will perish or die. Okay? Same thing. Worse consequences, right? 10, it is not fitting for a fool to live in luxury. How much worse for a slave to rule over princes? Pleasures are not homely for a fool, right? Now, you've seen some, some fool win the lottery, and instantly they're going, I live in luxury. They buy big houses and big cars, and in a year they're broke every time, in worse shape than they were before. There are always people waiting to take your money. We could get into that now. 11, a person's wisdom yields patience, and it is to one's glory to overlook an offense. Right? Wisdom yields patience. You like that? You want to be patient? Be wise. Get wise. Study Proverbs. Study the Bible. Right? And it is to one's glory to overlook an offense. I always like that. Right? That is to cover it by charity and to do therein as may most serve God's glory. Just let it go. Okay? Just let it go. Forgive it. Forget it. Right? Don't get even. Let God do that. 12, a king's rage is like the roar of a lion, but his favor is like dew on grass. Okay? We don't have kings. Some judges now think they're kings. Huh? 13, a foolish child is a father's ruin, and a quarrelsome wife is like the constant dripping of a leaky roof. Solomon had those problems. He did. 14, houses and wealth are inherited from parents, but a prudent wife is from the Lord. Right? We talked about that yesterday. Wife, not a girlfriend, not a lover, a wife. 15, laziness brings on deep sleep, and the shiftless go hungry. Notice the more depressed and the more lazy a person is, the longer they sleep, right? And the shiftless go hungry. A deceitful person shall be famished. 16, whoever keeps commandments keeps their life, but whoever shows contempt for their ways will die, right? Follow the rules, get good instruction. Okay, 17, whoever is kind to the poor lends to the Lord, and he will reward them for what they have done, right? Now, it says this everywhere in the Bible, right? If you give to the poor, you are lending to the Lord, and he will pay you back. He will reward them for what they have done. And he always pays you back with interest, right? More than you gave every time. If everybody learned that and had faith in that, everybody would give, right? There would be no poor. People don't realize that. 18, discipline your children, for in that there is hope. Do not be a willing party to their death. Is that important? That is important. You need to discipline your children. They need to have everything as far as behavior learned by the time they are 8 years old, right? And after that, you won't have to spank them anymore, okay? Unless they do something really stupid, which they do sometimes. And they need to learn from that, right? You don't. If you let them get away with murder when they're very young, they will try and do that when they're old, okay? And it will not go well for them. You will be a party to their death. 19, a hot-tempered person must pay the penalty. Rescue them, and you will have to do it again. You ever seen somebody that's just always angry? Angry. Right now, they're easy to find because they're carrying signs and screaming in the streets. But some people are just angry and bitter, over everything. Okay? Sometimes there's an underlying reason for that people need to find, but some people are just angry. Right? You rescue them, you just have to do it again because they're always angry. 20, listen to advice and accept discipline, and at the end, you will be counted among the wise. Good advice, right? Listen to advice. Right? Somebody's telling you something, listen to it, okay? 21, many are the plans in a person's heart. The Lord's purpose. It is the Lord's purpose that prevails, right? If you're following the Lord, you can make all the plans you want, but the Lord's going to have his way because you're following the Lord first, right? There's many times I desired to do something and God said, that's not the direction we're going in. We're going this way. But I want to go that way. No. We go the Lord's way, right? It always ends up better. 22, what a person desires is unfailing love, right? Greed is a person's shame. Better to be poor than a liar. Now, those two go together? Maybe. What's it say over here? That is to be desired of a man is his goodness, and a poor man is better than a liar. That is, he that be honest, for the poor man that is honest is to be esteemed above the rich, which is not virtuous. Oh, that's good. I like that. Oh, really? Somebody really desires this unfailing love, right? A lot of people think money will bring that. It won't. It will not. And it's better to be poor than to be a liar, right? 23, the fear of the Lord leads to life. The one, right? That's important right there. The fear of the Lord leads to life. The one that rests content, untouched by trouble. Okay? If you're fearing the Lord first, you know he's going to take care of stuff. It says all over the Bible, don't worry. Don't worry. Okay? Don't worry. 24, a sluggard buries his hand in the dish. He will not even bring it back to his mouth. I've never known somebody that lazy, but they're out there. Here says the slothful hideth his hand in his bosom and will not put it to his mouth again. Buries his hand in the dish. 25, flog a mocker, and the simple will learn prudence. Rebuke the discerning, and they will gain knowledge. Right? A lot of times you see these protests, and when the cops come in, they start arresting people, and the other people learn, and they run away. Okay? They don't want to be part of that. But the discerning, the one who knows right from wrong in here, okay, that's discernment. Rebuke him, and they gain knowledge. Okay? They will take that to heart. 26, whoever robs their father and drives out their mother is a child who brings shame and disgrace. Nope, I can't imagine doing that, but people do. Right? Honor your father and mother. Right? 27, stop listening to instruction, my son, and you will stray from the words of knowledge. Right? Never stop learning. Got it? Right? 65, and I'm still learning. Okay? And I will never stop learning. Because I do not want to stray from the words of knowledge. Right? 28, a corrupt witness mocks at justice, and the mouth of the wicked gulps down evil. Right. Witness. Somebody's paid off. And they had those then, they have those now. Okay. And they're easy to find. Okay. There are even corrupt judges and magistrates that are paid off. Right. And what happens to them? Penalties are prepared for mockers and beatings for the backs of fools. Okay. They will get theirs. Okay. All in good time. So there you go. There's Proverbs 19. I'll go over the few highlights we had in here. Highlighted 3. A person's own folly leads to their ruin, yet their heart rages against the Lord. Right. That doesn't get you into trouble. You get yourself into trouble, and then you blame God. Right. How could you let this happen? Well, it was your choice to do that. I told you not to do that, right? Or you didn't ask me. I would have told you not to do that. It's never God's fault, okay? It should be in here. It is never God's fault. 8 is highlighted. The one who gets wisdom loves life. The one who cherishes understanding will soon prosper. Right? You could get wisdom just by reading this, but you want to really understand it. You want to let it sink in, right? Let it sink in. 11 is highlighted. A person's wisdom yields patience. It is to one's glory to overlook an offense, right? Part of being patient is overlooking an offense. Somebody offends you, they say something, they do something wrong, overlook it, okay? It is to your own glory to just let it go, okay? Just walk away. Okay? I like this. A person's wisdom yields patience. The discretion of a man deferreth his anger. Right. Deferreth anger, yields patience, right? Defers anger. Not being wisdom yields patience. I like that. Right? He says, how do I gain patience? Wisdom yields patience. How do you get wisdom? Read Solomon. Read the Bible. Right? Did you know reading the Bible will make you more patient? Interesting thought, huh? Okay, 17 is highlighted. Whoever is kind to the poor lends to the Lord, and he, the Lord, will reward them for what they have done. Right. If you give to the poor, you're lending to the Lord, and he always pays you back. And he always pays you back more than you gave. Okay? Every single time. 18. Discipline your children, for in that there is hope. Do not be a willing party to their death. Okay? It's too late when they're teenagers and they end up in jail for doing something really stupid when they should have known better. And then you go, man, I should have taught them when they were young. And now it's too late. And you are a party to their death. A horrible thing to think about. It's so easily avoided, right? When they're young, from 0 to 8 years old, you are not their friend, okay? They look up to you. They're going to emanate you. They're going to do what you do. So you do the right thing. But you have to discipline them, right, to make sure they stay on the right path. They know right from wrong, and they know respect and decency, kindness. 20 is highlighted. Listen to advice and accept discipline, and at the end, you will be counted among the wise. Okay? Listen to advice and accept discipline, right? Instruction. Okay, so here's hear counsel and receive instruction. You may be counted among the wise. If somebody's trying to tell you how to do something, listen to them. You can thank them, even if you know it already. Thanks for that advice. All right? Accept it. Easy, huh? 23, the fear of the Lord leads to life. Then one rests content, untouched by trouble. The fear of the Lord, it says, first and foremost in all of wisdom, the first and foremost thing is to fear the Lord. Okay? You fear the Lord. That's awe, respect, not wanting to disappoint him. Okay? And you rest content, untouched by trouble, if you just fear the Lord and nothing else. Okay? Is it that easy? Yeah, it's that easy. So, there you go. That's Proverbs 19. Good stuff in there. Let's see what we're doing later today. I never can remember. So, we're starting Luke chapter 15 today. Okay? Parable of the lost sheep. So, you have it. It's 19. Have a good Saturday, right? It's the day before the celebration of Resurrection Sunday, right? When Jesus rose from the dead. So, remember that. Thank him for that. Right? Okay. Give us a like if you think about it. And later we'll continue. See ya.